If you are looking for a way to get more clients from Facebook, Facebook groups are an absolute gold mine for you. And if you're wondering how to use Facebook groups to get clients, I'm going to show you 5 really sneaky ways today that are going to help you do exactly that. Now, I say that they're sneaky ways, but they're actually going to be quite obvious when you hear them. I call them sneaky because practically no one does these things, even though they work like crazy. So they've got to be sneaky because nobody's doing them. Nobody must know about them. Well, I know about them, and in the next couple of minutes, you're going to know about them as well. Something very weird has happened over the past couple of years as we've been in isolation and starting to come out of isolation. There has been a change in the way people interact with other people. I don't have anything scientific to share with you on this. I can just tell you anecdotally, when I go out into public, people are just not as friendly as they used to be. And I think it's because we spent 2 years practically isolated in our homes. We forgot how to be social. Anecdotally, I run every single day, and I used to pass other runners and it was, I literally just spilled coffee as I'm sitting here talking to you. Just spilled coffee. I'll clean it up later. I'm not worried about it, but I am going to put that cup down because I don't want to spill more. That was terrible. Anecdotally, I'm a runner. I run every single day. And before the whole weirdness of 19, 20, 21, whenever it was, before that, I used to get waves from every single runner that I would pass. Now, when I go out there running, I'm waving at these people. I get nothing back. They're just like looking down at their feet. Every single one of them. So it's very, very interesting to me to observe this. Again, nothing scientific, but I will tell you this. Society has changed and people have changed. They're not as social as they used to be. And when people get together in groups, sometimes it can feel very awkward. This is why using groups is to your greatest advantage right now, because if you can go into groups and do the 5 things that I'm about to share with you, you're going to do really well. For those of you who don't know me, it's Prouty, and for the last 22 years, I have had thousands of paying clients who I've helped grow their businesses by attracting more customers from the internet and from social media. But I do it in a way that's a little different than you might think. And if you're new to my channel, now would be a genius time to click the subscribe button and turn on that bell for notifications so that you get alerts when I create new content like this. Let me know in the comments when you do subscribe so that I can send you a nice thank you. My clients come to me because they get paid to do something that they love, and they're looking for ways to attract more clients into their business so they can generate revenue doing the thing they absolutely are inspired to do, which is serving more and more people. So we're talking about 5 sneaky ways that you can get more clients from Facebook groups. I'm going to share those with you right now. The number 1 tip that I'm going to give you is to spend time in groups where your perfect prospect exists. I know that sounds obvious, but the number of people who actually do it is very small. So spend time seeking out on Facebook the groups where your perfect prospects are. It might be different than the obvious groups. So spend time going through groups and asking the question, are these people my perfect audience? When you're in those groups, your number 1 priority is to answer as many questions as possible. People are going to come into these groups, they're going to be asking questions. You are the expert, you're the authority. Answer questions. Answer questions without a pitch. I promise you this. When you do that, you're going to demonstrate your authority and your expertise, and people are going to start to come to you. They're going to go and they're going to explore who you are. They're going to look at your profile. And if you watched the previous video in this series, you know how to optimize your profile so that then they get on your calendar. And if you didn't watch that video, please go back and check that out so that when you're answering questions in groups, people know what to do next, which is get on your calendar. Number 2 is answer the question, how to. You should always be seeking for the question that people are asking when they are saying the words how to. Here's why. When we look at different social platforms, especially those where people can interact, ask questions, the phrase how to grows every single year. In fact, on YouTube, people asking how to do something grows by about 70% year over year, and it has for the last at least 5 years. So seek out the people who are asking how to, wondering how to do something. Now, they might not say how to, but you can infer by the question that they're asking that they're seeking how to do something. That is your perfect opportunity to teach them a little bit of something on how to do it, with the encouragement to communicate with you directly for more information. Then that can turn into a sales call. And by the way, if you're serious about growing your business and you want to learn how to use social media to get an abundance of clients to serve, I've created an on-demand workshop just for you. Please go to proutyclass.com, please, and check out this workshop because I made it exactly for you and for what you're looking to achieve. Tons of case studies, examples, and step-by-step plans for you. Right inside that class, just go to proutyclass.com and check that out. Number 3 is when you're in these groups, always be teaching. You should lead with education. One of the things that's great about leading with education is that the amateur can't do it. But somebody who has a level of expertise can. The amateur can try, but people will see right through that. They can see when somebody doesn't know what they're talking about, especially when they're trying to teach it. Someone who has experience, like I've got 22 years of experience of doing this with people. Somebody who has that kind of experience has the ability to teach what they're doing, kind of like what I'm doing right now. I'm demonstrating to you that I can teach you how to do this stuff, and maybe you'd be interested in me doing it with you. And by the way, if you are interested in me doing it with you, just go to proutyclass.com and there'll be an option of getting on my calendar or at least learning more about having me do it with you. So always be educating, always be teaching. That's going to differentiate you from the amateurs rapidly, and that's going to help you out quite a bit. Number 4, if you're looking for more ways to interact with people in groups, every group inside of Facebook has a search function. You can use that search function to seek out people who are looking for what you do. Let's use the example, you're a hypnotherapist, and you're a hypnotherapist that helps people with confidence issues. I'm using that as an example because one of my private advisory clients does exactly that. So you're a hypnotherapist, you help people with confidence issues. You can go into these groups and you could search for the phrase lack of confidence, or you could search for hypnotherapist. You're going to find people who are looking for those things. Where can I find a hypnotherapist, or how could I have more confidence? Start to answer those questions and then move that person from the group to your connections, to your collection of friends, and then start interacting with them. The sales process will flow from there. And if that sounds like something that's interesting to you and this is starting to make sense and you'd like to learn more, that's why I created this on-demand workshop that you can get to by going to proutyclass.com. As soon as this video is done, just go ahead and enter that into your favorite web browser. You can watch that class on demand. Just give me your email address and I will send you a link so you can check that out. The biggest tip that I can give you about interacting with groups is a short, simple framework that you can use for the content that you create that's going to elicit a lot of attention to you and to what you do. It's the BAB framework. It's the before, after, bridge framework. Go into these groups. People love to celebrate success. Go into these groups and celebrate the success that either a client had or that you personally had, and use the before, after, bridge framework. You write a little bit about the before situation, then you write about the after situation, the transformation that occurred, and then you talk about the bridge that got you there. Talk about it in very open terms, very high level, and people are going to congratulate you, and they're also going to say, hey, can you share a little bit more about how you did that? That's going to get people moving towards you, especially if they're your perfect prospects, which you found in the groups that you explored from the very first tip today. And while everything that I just taught you is incredibly important, it might not be the only thing you need, which is why I'm going to put a link for another video right here for you to check out right now that's going to help you attract even more clients into your business. And of course, if you click on my face, you can subscribe to my channel and get alerts whenever I create content like this. I'm probably going to take a minute right now and go and take care of the coffee that I just spilled all over my lap. But before I do that, I'm going to hang out in the chat for just a few minutes. I'm broadcasting live on all channels. And if you're here, let me know what your biggest takeaway was, or ask a question, leave a comment. I'm going to interact with every single one of you for about the next 15 or 20 minutes. And then when I'm done with that, I'm probably going to have to go take care of this coffee spill. Unbelievable. That's what happens. You go live and stuff like this happens. I'm so very grateful for you and for your time today. I'm going to hop over into the chat right now. Let me know you're here. Let me know what your biggest takeaway was. And I will see you in the very next training.